Shout out to This Net Soldier for coming up with the idea to this video. If you have any cool ideas for a future video, let me know in the comments below. I may just give you a shout out. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another Tier List Thursday. Today we are tackling every modern superhero movie since, like, I guess you could say since like 1990s. It doesn't include some of the older Batmans, but mostly just the ones that are like during my time, you know, from my childhood until now. So I've seen pretty much every single one of these movies. Some movies I haven't seen for a couple years, so I'm going to be a little more biased as far as, you know, rating them. However, I am going to go off the best of my memory. So before we begin, guys, if you like this video and like to see more, please want to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Also, if you'd like to see a future tier list suggestion you might have made, let me know in the comments below, and I will give you a shout out in the beginning of the video like I did with the person in front of this. So with that said, let us begin. Alright, so for our first one, we have Avengers Age of Ultron on this list. And I think that's a good movie. I know Age of Ultron gets a lot of like flack when you compare it to the rest of the MCU because people don't like the fact that it's like, it feels more rushed. And I can see the argument behind that, but for me, I always thought like Ultron was a very interesting villain. I thought it was cool that Ultron could come off like charismatic, but also just very like evil. And I think that's just one of those characters we don't really see much of in the MCU. So I always liked Ultron. I thought the story was good. And of course, the banter between the characters is like top notch in this film. A lot of the other films do that too, but I do think that Age of Ultron was kind of like when the banter was at its best. So I don't know, maybe that's just me, but that's how I feel. Moving on to the next one, we have Ant-Man and the Wasp. I think that this is a very okay movie. I can't say it's bad. A lot of people like to say this one is like one of the worst next to Incredible Hulk or Iron Man 2 or 3. I think it's very fine. I think it's right at the level where it could be considered bad. I'd understand if you called it bad, but for me, I think it's fine. I think it has a lot of elements that happen in the story that you can't call it bad. So that's why it's aight. Next one is The Amazing Spider-Man 2, and that one's booty. There are some good qualities to this film. Don't get me wrong, when it comes to like Peter and Gwen's chemistry, I thought that was really good. Andrew Garfield and Emma Stone, they definitely seem like they are actually like together, and they were together in real life. So you can tell there's actually some chemistry between the two characters. That's really good. The suit's really cool. I always like the suit, and I think as far as anything else goes, that's probably it. Just a very booty movie. Next one, Amazing Spider-Man 1. I think that one's aight. I'm actually going to put The Amazing Spider-Man 1 right behind Ant-Man and the Wasp. I think the biggest gripe I have with The Amazing Spider-Man 1 is that you can tell the story was kind of more supposed to be like a Spider-Man 4. Like the original Spider-Man 4, like the Tobey Maguire movie. In a way, you can kind of feel that there was no real need for this spinoff. I like Andrew Garfield, and to a point, I did like this smaller franchise. But you know, between Tobey Maguire's franchise and Tom Holland, I just don't really think that Andrew Garfield is as good. You know, I mean, I like Andrew Garfield, but I mean his franchise itself just isn't as good, and it kind of feels like a low point. So that's just the way it is. Moving on to the next one, X-Men Apocalypse. I think it's fine. I might actually put it a little behind The Amazing Spider-Man. A lot of people hate this movie. It's okay. I actually just did my X-Men tier list. In fact, if you guys are looking for more tier lists to watch, I have a bunch of them already. Make sure to check the link in the description below. It'll take you to the playlist with all my other tier lists, so definitely go check those out if you enjoy this video and like to see more from me. So not much more I can really say about Apocalypse. It's fine, and it goes in the aight category. Next one, we have Aquaman, and I think Aquaman is... See, the thing about Aquaman is like, it's not a terrible movie. And part of me doesn't really think it was awful, but part of me doesn't really think it was good either. But I can't really say it was alright, because it was kind of... It's a weird movie to kind of come from, because there were parts of this movie that are really good, and then there's some parts of this movie that are kind of just like rough. You know what I mean? And some of the special effects just don't really hold up as well. Some are really good, but some are really, really beat. So I'm just gonna say it's fine. I think it's an alright movie. Next one, we have Avengers, the first one. Guys, this is an amazing movie. Come on. This was the movie that changed everything. Because of this movie, we saw so many other countless franchises try to do their own, connected universes. Some did better than others. Some really crashed and burned on the first time. Like that Dark Universe franchise with like the Mummy and like they're gonna do like the Wolfman, Invisible Man, stuff like that. That crashed and burned. And yeah, not only did the Avengers have like a lasting effect on pop culture and just like, movie history in general, the movie was really good itself. It brought all the characters together in a very cohesive way, and I think it did an amazing job. So it's amazing. Next one, Batman Begins. I think Batman Begins is like right at the limit before being good. I know a lot of people probably get mad at me for that, but for me, Batman Begins never really grabbed me. Like The Dark Knight was amazing, right? The Dark Knight Rises was fine, but Batman Begins never grabbed me like those movies did. And for that, I think it's fine. I can't really say it's bad, and if you were going to ask me if it's good or bad, I'm going to choose good, of course. But it's like right at that point before actually being a good movie for me. So like I said, people might hate me for doing that, for putting Batman Begins in the right category. But for me, I'm always honest on this channel. And that's my honest opinion. Maybe one day that'll change, but for right now, it's alright. Next one, we have Batman v Superman. So this is probably gonna make people mad, but I actually like Batman v Superman. People hate this movie. And to be honest, while I understand the criticisms, I think it's a fun movie, guys. It's entertaining. Sure, there's a lot of different like elements that go into it that really kind of make it feel rough. But if you just sit back, relax, it's entertaining. Just stop complaining about it and watch the movie. And like I say with pretty much every single one of my tier list videos, the most important thing a movie needs to do is entertain you. 100%. It can make you challenge your beliefs. It can make you just sit back and turn off your brain, eat popcorn. In the end of the day, a movie needs to be entertaining. And Batman v Superman is entertaining. Now, with that said, I would probably put it right at the point before it's just alright. So it's like right there. It's good, but like it's right there. It's about to fall into the alright categories. So if I haven't lost you yet, thanks for sticking in. Next one, Big Hero 6. I like Big Hero 6. I actually thought this was a good movie. I want to see more. I want to see like Big Hero 7. Is that what they're probably going to call them, the next one? I don't really know if there's going to be a sequel to this movie. In a way, they kind of set it up to have a sequel, right? But we haven't had any type of announcements or anything like that. So I guess we'll have to wait and see. But I liked it. So give us a second one, Disney. All right, moving on to our next one, boys. We have Black Panther, and I'm going to put this one in good. In any given day, Age of Ultron and Black Panther, they might switch spots for me. But at the end of the day, Black Panther is a very solid film all the way through until like the very end when the CGI gets a little choppy. But the reason why I forgive that is because they did that last scene in like 6 weeks. So to do all that in 6 weeks and like at the level they did it is actually amazing. So if they would have had like maybe, I don't know, 12 weeks to do it, they could have really made that scene better. In a way, I kind of wish that Marvel, because their movies are just so popular, they'd go back and kind of clean up some of their CGI in the older movies. And they can do that because they have all the original film and stuff. They can go back and actually clean everything up. So I think we're going to probably get like a, they might like do like a remaster of all their movies in like 5 or 10 years. And if they're going to remaster that last scene of Black Panther 1, do it and this movie becomes a lot better. I wouldn't say it's amazing. It's still got its issues, but it's good, so it goes there on the list. Next one, Captain America, the First Avenger. This one's good. I actually like this one. This is kind of like these two here. They're interchangeable, but I'm going to say the First Avengers, definitely a very good movie. Some people will give it some flack. They think it's kind of boring. They kind of wanted more of, Captain America running around, beating them Nazis type stuff. But I think the montage did a good job of kind of showing that that's what's going on. So even though we don't see it, you can kind of infer, so you don't have to see it. So with that said, that's how I feel about that. But yeah, ultimately, very solid movie. So it goes there. Next one, Captain Marvel. I think Captain Marvel is fine. I'm gonna probably put this right before Aquaman. A lot of people really did not like Captain Marvel. I thought it was a fine movie. I wouldn't really say good, but I think it did what it was supposed to do decently. So it's fine. Next one, Captain America Civil War. When I first saw Civil War, I was actually very disappointed. But I've come around to it, and I think it is one of the best of the MCU. Sure, the bad guy's whole plan is very convoluted and very impossible to actually pull off in real life. But it's a comic book movie, so I think it was pretty good for what they were able to pull off with that. Okay, next one we have Dark Phoenix. I think I put this one on bad. It's a very somber movie, and I'm not just saying that because, the tone. I mean, the way it came out. The way it was kind of forgotten about. It was like the last hurrah for these old Marvel movies, or these old X-Men Marvel movies, and it really fell on its face. So for that, I kind of feel bad. But that's the way things work. So it's a bad movie, so it goes there. Next one, Spider-Man 3. So this movie got tons of flack when it first came out. It still kind of gets hate sometimes, but honestly, guys, I think it's good. I'm gonna put it probably right in front of Batman v Superman. I think it's good now. I used to really think this movie was a letdown, but as time has gone on, it's gotten a lot better. And that might be because I've kind of just accepted its faults for years, and so now I just kind of accept what it is, which is possible. But for me, I think it's good. So it's going in the good section. Next one, Deadpool 1, boys. This one's good. It's gonna go, I don't know, maybe right there. Deadpool 1, good movie. Not much I have to say about that. It's good. Next one, Deadpool 2. Wait, or is this Deadpool 1? Hold up. Whatever the case, I like them about the same, so they're gonna go right there anyways. Next one, Doctor Strange. This one is aight. It's alright. I'm gonna probably put it, I like it a little bit more than Ant-Man and the Wasp, but I think I like Aquaman a little bit more than that too. It's a fine movie. The special effects are amazing. If we're talking about special effects in an MCU movie, Doctor Strange is probably the first. It's amazing. However, the story itself, kind of lackluster. It seems like a very kind of boring origin story for me anyways. Ultimately, I think Doctor Strange 2 is going to be fantastic, and I'll definitely do a tier list when that comes out in the future. But for right now, I think it's just aight. Next one, we have Avengers Endgame. Guys, it's amazing. The way that they were able to bring the story together after several years of just building all these different franchises and characters and storylines and bringing them all together to a point and ending it in such a satisfying way with the whole squad of superheroes taking on the big bad we've been waiting to face this entire time. It's amazing. Even if you have issues with Act 1 and 2 of this film, Act 3 completely blows away any problems you had with the film. And because of that, it's amazing. So that's just the way it is. Fan4stick. I haven't seen Fan4stick since, oh my gosh, since the movie first came out. And that's what, 2014? 2013? Was it that old? I don't know. Whatever the case, it's booty. It's worse than Spider-Man. The thing about Fan4stick is that in my mind, I want to believe there was a good movie in there. And I know that there was a lot of executive interference in that movie, but I want to believe that somewhere in that movie, there's something good in there. And then in the end of the day, even if there was something good in there, it became an abomination. And so it's booty. Next one, Spider-Man Far From Home. I'm going to put this one at, I think it's good. I like this one. I think I like Age of Ultron a little more than Far From Home. Not much you can really complain about Far From Home. I think it did a good job of what it was supposed to do. And yeah, that's fine. Next one, X-Men First Class. I think that this is fine too. I'm going to probably put this a little bit in front of Spider-Man, but it's okay. Next one, X-Men Days of Futures Past. This is a good film. Not amazing, but it's good. I'm going to probably put it somewhere around there. That sounds good. Next one, Ghost Rider. Oh my gosh, I forgot Ghost Rider had their own movies. I haven't seen Ghost Rider 1 in a decade, maybe even longer than that. But I remember really liking Ghost Rider. So off the top of my head, I'm gonna say it's all right. I'm gonna probably put it like right there. I have to probably rewatch that one. Next one, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. This is a good one. This is actually one of my favorite MCU movies. I know that quality-wise, it's lacking compared to the first one. Story-wise, you could even say it's lacking compared to the first one. But I think it's better than the first one. The first one is just kind of alright in my eyes. And I know people hate when I say that. They absolutely hate when I say that. But for me, I think it's fine. I don't really think it's that great of a film. So it's going to go in a little bit in front of The Amazing Spider-Man for me. Next one, The Green Lantern. Okay, guys, here's the thing. The Green Lantern is actually pretty decent. It's not as bad of a movie as people like to say. In fact, I actually kind of like the CGI suit. Now, here's the thing. I haven't seen The Green Lantern in probably a decade as well. But off the top of my head, I remember liking it more than I remember liking the first Guardians of the Galaxy. So, it's going to go there. Maybe I'll have to rewatch it. Maybe I will kind of change up my opinion eventually. But for right now, there it is. All right, next one. Spider-Man Homecoming. I like Spider-Man Homecoming. I wouldn't say it's good, though. I think it's all right. I'm going to probably put it right in front of Captain Marvel. There are certain points in this movie that are amazing. But there's a lot of points that are just kind of like, this is okay. And I do think that those lower points do bring down the film a lot. Not bad. It's just a very fine film. So it goes in the okay category for me. Next one, The Incredible Hulk. This is a bad movie. Yeah. Just a bad movie. That's all it is. Next one, Avengers Infinity War. I think that this is a good movie as well. One of the best. Definitely one of the best. Probably a little bit behind Civil War for me, but definitely one of the best. Next one, Iron Man 2. This movie I hated for a very long time. Then I rewatched it with the context of knowing what happens with Endgame. And for me, I think that with the release of Infinity War and Endgame, this movie actually becomes better. It's still not good, but I think it's all right. I might actually put it like maybe a little bit behind Guardians of the Galaxy. So that's good. Now with that said, Iron Man 3 becomes more booty for me. So I'm actually not going to put it on booty because it's not terrible, but I think it's still bad. I think it is actually worse than Incredible Hulk now. Maybe not worse than Incredible Hulk, but still bad. So it's going to go in the bad category. Next one, Spider-Man 1. This is good. This is one of the best. I'll probably put it like right here. Still one of the best after all these years. Next one, Iron Man 1. I want to say amazing, but it's not. I think it's good though. So I'm going to put it right there. On any given day, I could probably change up the first Avenger and Iron Man, but for right now, off the top of my head, I think that looks good. Justice League. This movie is fine. People really like to hate it. I think it's fine. I'm pretty excited to see the Zack Snyder cut, but for right now, I'll put it there. I think I like it a little bit more than Ant-Man and the Wasp, but not as much as Doctor Strange. So I'm gonna put it right there. That could still change in the future, but for right now, Justice League gets more hate than I think it deserves. It's not great, of course, but I can't say it's terrible. I could understand an argument for being bad, but I can't say it's bad. I just say it's fine. So that's why it's going to go there. Next one, X-Men The Last Stand. So I explained my whole reasoning for why I actually think that this is a good movie in my previous tier list. So if you want to check that out, do that. But for right now, I'm going to put it right here behind Batman v Superman. I think it's right on the line. There's a lot of things about this movie that make it good for me, specifically the fact that it's entertaining. And because of that, it goes in good. Sure, it is lacking in a lot of different aspects, but it is entertaining and it keeps on moving. So I'm going to put it in good. Next one, The Batman Lego. I haven't seen this one, so I cannot comment on that. Okay, next one we have Logan. So here's the thing. On its own, Logan is amazing. But compared to a lot of the other MCU movies, I probably can't put it in amazing. I have to probably put it in good. Right about there. I think it looks good right there. So, there it shall sit. Next one, Man of Steel. I always like Man of Steel. Just like a little bit more than Batman v Superman, so I'm going to put it in the good section. Next one, Megamind. I always kind of liked Megamind. I don't necessarily think it was a good movie, but I think it was fine for what it was trying to portray. So I'm going to put that one a little bit in front of there, maybe. That works. Okay, next one, X-Men Origins. That's booty as well. I'm probably going to put this one like right here. The thing about these booty movies is that they feel like deep down there is some type of quality in them. Someone on the team tried, but it just came out and was just very bad. So it's in the booty section. That's just how it is. All right, guys, Spider-Man 2. This is amazing. Still amazing till this day. I do think that Avengers and Endgame have surpassed it, but still, Spider-Man 2, mwah, amazing film. And there it goes. Next one, Thor Ragnarok. When I first saw Ragnarok, it really bothered me because I felt like they kind of destroyed Thor's character. And while at the time, I did prefer, the original Thor because I don't like my characters kind of be messed up like that. In the end of the day, I do think this more goofy buffoon type of Thor is better for the MCU and the future of the MCU. So I'm going to put this in the good section. I might put this, I think I liked it a little bit more than Deadpool's, but not as much as Guardians 2. So that's where it's going to go. Next one, Shazam. I actually thought Shazam was a good movie. It kind of feels like DC's Deadpool, but like a kid Deadpool, not nearly as mature. So I liked it. I actually might like it more than Man of Steel, honestly. I actually might put it up here somewhere. Maybe a little bit less than Far From Home. That looks pretty good to me. Next one, the original X-Men. I think that this is a fine film. I can't really say it's good. There are elements in it I could consider good, but there's a lot of other elements that I consider kind of lacking. So I think it's fine, and I'm gonna put it probably like, I think I actually do like a little more than the First Class, so that's where it's gonna go. Next one, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. So for me, I think this is fine. A lot of people love this movie. When I made a Spider-Man ranking maybe a couple years ago, whenever this movie first came out, people really didn't like the fact that I put it at like number 4 or 5. But I think it's a fine film. I don't think it's as great as people say. So for that reason, I'm gonna probably put it like, I like it more than Doctor Strange. I like it more than Aquaman, but I don't like it as much as Captain Marvel. So there is going to sit right there. It's not bad, guys. I don't think it's awful, but I can't really say it's good. I think it's just fine. So it goes right there. Next one, Ghost Rider. There was a second one. I forgot about that. Bro, I never saw this one. I can't even judge it. It's probably so good though. So I can't judge it. It's probably amazing. Okay, so the original Suicide Squad, guys, people hate this film. And I think it was fine. It wasn't good, it wasn't bad, it was just fine. The characters were fine. People complain about Will Smith's character. I thought he was good. I liked him and Harley's kind of like chemistry they had on film. So that was good. I understand the hate, but I think it was fine. So I'm going to put it maybe like right behind the Guardians of the Galaxy. Yeah, looks good. Next one, X2. I like this one a little bit more than X1. So I'm going to put this like right there. Next one, okay. Dark Knight. Oh no, this isn't Dark Knight. This is Dark Knight Rises. I'm going to put this one, I think it's a little bit better than Batman Begins. But just like a little bit better. Still not really good, but like the closest you can get to good in my opinion. Okay, next one, The Dark Knight, boys. That's amazing. I put The Dark Knight behind Spider-Man 2, but amazing film. Thor 2, I think it is a okay film. It gets a lot of hate, but I think it's okay. I think that looks like a good spot to put it. Next one, Incredibles 2. This was, oh my gosh, like I want to put this in bad because it really didn't live up to like the first one, but I think it was just fine. So I'm gonna probably put it like right behind Thor 2 for me. But Incredibles 1, guys, that's a good movie. That's gonna go right up here. I'll probably put that one Oh man, I gotta probably put it up here, like right behind Logan. That's a good one. We have 6 more to go, so let's do Thor 1. And I think Thor 1 is fine. I actually like Thor 2 a little bit more than Thor 1, so I'll probably put Thor 1 right there. Next, when we have The Wolverine, I think that this was actually a pretty good film. I think it still holds up pretty well too, so I'm gonna probably put this one maybe right there. Right between Big Hero 6 and Spider-Man 3. I think that's a good spot for that. Next one, Wonder Woman. That's a good movie as well. I really did enjoy this film. I think Man of Steel is still like the best, besides Shazam, of course, like true DCEU film. I know Shazam is technically in the same universe, but I don't really consider them in the same universe because they feel completely different. So Man of Steel, still the best. For our third last one, we have Ant-Man. I think it's fine. I think it's a little bit better than its sequel, but not as good as Doctor Strange, so we're gonna put it right there. Okay, now we come to Venom. When I first saw Venom, I thought it was a bad film, but rewatching it now, I do find some entertainment value in it, but it's still not a good movie, so I'm gonna put it probably in just the alright category, and I think it's probably like right behind Incredibles 2 for me. Yeah, that looks good. And we come to the last big Mac Daddy of this this tier list. And we got Captain America the Winter Soldier. I'm putting that bad boy in amazing. It's just so good. Yeah. That looks good. Actually, no, there. Yeah, that looks like the proper tier list. So there you go, guys. That is a tier list for all the modern movie superhero movies. Yes. How do you feel about this list? Do you think I'm right? Do you think I'm wrong? You probably think I'm wrong. So let me know in the comments below. But what are like your top 5 best out of these films, and what are your like top 5 worst out of these films? Maybe for like a future tier list, I'll do like every single superhero movie ever. That's gonna be a longer video, of course, but maybe I'll do that. Like I said in the beginning of this video, if you enjoy this video and like to see more, please want to like, subscribe, and turn notifications. And if you have any ideas for future tier lists, let me know in the comments below. But thanks again for watching, guys, and I'll catch you later. Peace.